So the first card you have for your past is the Sun. Yeah, so I'm actually seeing, yeah, this is really nice. This is really good. I'm feeling really good about this. You had some communication. It was just starting to open up between you very slowly, between you and someone else. And I'm seeing that you were really, really wanting this communication for a long, long time with this person, not in a desperate way. I'm not calling you desperate or anything like that, but maybe you were really busy. You're busy going about your day, doing your everyday things, everything you needed to do, and then in the back of your mind there was always some kind of thought about this person, or you were thinking about them. There was some kind of thought or feeling or something hanging around in your head about them all the time. Not all the time, but just some of the time. Like there's always some kind of little thing you were thinking about them. Like you'd go to do your daily thing, you'd be driving, you'd think about them, you'd be at work and you'd do something and they'd pop into your mind. Oh, they'd like this, or oh yeah, I remember that song, they used to like that, or oh, that's their favourite ice cream, they like that, or all sorts of little silly trivial things would just pop into your head all the time. So yeah, you were thinking about them all the time. So I'm seeing this communication starting off really casually, actually, very easy, light chat, nothing deep, very, very nice. So, and this made you smile, I'm seeing, but you were measured about this, if that makes sense. It's like, you kept your feet on the ground. And probably a while ago, in your more distant past, you would have been so much more excited if they called you. It's like they would have called you and you would, oh, they called me, I'm so excited, and all of that kind of thing. But at this time, you're not like that. You're kind of gotten past that stage and you've kind of built yourself up, build your life up. You're fine, you're okay. And that's when they started to come back and communicate, right at the perfect time, when you're calmer, when you're more centered. And this is when this happened for you. And this is when it can happen quite often, not all the time, not every single time before you start commenting, saying, that doesn't happen to me. But oftentimes when you really, really desperately miss someone, why do they call? Why don't they text? Oh, I'll die if I don't hear from them. And you're like that. And it's not, I'm not making light of it. I know it's terrible to feel like that. I've felt like that before. I understand totally. You just feel like you cannot live unless you've heard from that person. I know what that's like. But it's when you start to get through that stage and kind of gradually get over that, you get on with your life, you get busy, you have a lot of things to focus on, you have other things to look forward to, you have a full life, and you think about them less and less. And when you do think about them, it's not all desperate, stressed, upset. It's just, oh yes, I remember they used to say that or do that. Okay. And then you get back on with your life. Once you're in that kind of mode, quite often, that's when they come back. It's very strange. It's a very strange dynamic. And it happens all the time. Not every time, but quite often it happens. I'll say that. So the next card you have for your past is the Three of Swords. Yes, the dreaded, horrible Three of Swords. So yes, I'm glad you got this positive communication. I'm really, really glad, because I'm also seeing someone else, a different person, and they might have been in and out of your life, actually, or they were trying to be in and out of your life. Yeah, I'm not seeing you being very interested in this person anyway, because I think they were in your life at one time. They were kind of featured quite heavily in your life. They've messed you around a lot, actually. I'm not seeing if you're actually ever in a proper relationship with this person or not, because I'm seeing a lot of mess. I'm seeing a lot of blurred lines around this. It was like they were acting as if they didn't want you a lot of the time, but then they wouldn't leave you alone either. So you're really confused, really messed up around this person. And, you didn't want blurred lines. You wanted clear lines. You wanted to know where you were. Well, not clear lines, not pregnancy clear lines. You didn't want that. Well, maybe you did, I don't know. But you wanted to know where you were with this person. And they never ever gave you that. It was all over the place. So I think you just gave up on this person. It was like, that's, I can't bear this anymore. And I'm seeing that this person will probably try to come back into your life again a few more times, just to see if you're interested, if they can kind of get you again. And, if this resonates, I could advise you to save yourself the heartbreak and not bother connecting with them again. But, I don't think you will connect with them again. I think you know what you're worth, and I don't think you're going to bother with them again. So yes, the last card you have for your past is the Moon. So yeah, you have a lot of different sides to yourself. I'm seeing that in this card. You have a very level-headed side. And then you have a spiritual side. I don't mean that spiritual people can't be level-headed. No, of course I don't mean that. I just mean that, you have a very, what can I say? A very pragmatic side, a very kind of right and wrong side, a very calculated, not calculating, but a very kind of calculated side. It's like, right, I have this goal and I have to do ABC. I'm going to do this on this date, that on that date, and then I'm going to get that done. That kind of side. And then you have a more spiritual side, which is more intuitive. It's not right and wrong, yes and no. It's more like, how do we feel about this? Let's see how this person feels. We don't really know, and it's all kind of like that. So you're very good at both of those sides. You're a very intuitive person as well. And, I always see you helping other people. I always see this in your readings. You help other people. You have quite special gifts, actually, and you help people with those gifts. Sometimes when it comes to your own life, especially your love life, it isn't easy for you to see the reality of things. It's like, people come to you. They ask you for advice. And, you're really great at giving them advice. You usually have amazing advice for them. You have perfect advice. You know which kind of advice suits each different kind of person, each different kind of personality. And, but for you, it's hard for you to see that yourself, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, because I'm seeing it might have taken you a long, long time for you to see what was going on with this person in the Three of Swords. I think you might have actually given them a lot of chances. You might have kind of stuck with them for a while, probably a lot longer than you should have. But, and you learned from this, that's okay. But I mean, thankfully at this time, you're finally able to see this about this person. So yes, you're coming out of this fog, you're coming out of this horrible fog with this person, and they put you in this fog. And you're coming out of these dark waters like this lobster in this card's coming out of the water. That's you. And you're going up this path and you're going upwards out of this terrible thing. So yes, the first card you have for your present is the Queen of Cups. So yes, again, you have amazing insight and you have amazing intuition as well. You usually, this is what I'm seeing. You have all of this when it comes to work and everything to do with work, business, all of that kind of thing. You're absolutely brilliant at, and I see that in your readings all the time. I think it might be a matter of applying these skills to yourself and your love life, if that makes sense. It probably sounds a bit strange. I don't mean that you need to draw up a business chart about your love life or anything like that, or rate everyone from 1 to 10 or something like that. I don't mean that. But think about how you are around your work. You're very goal-focused. You know who to trust and work with, and you know who not to trust and not to work with. You know how to go into things positively, but also with the right amount of caution. And that's how you have to be in your love life. You go in positively, but you have the right amount of caution. You know when to not trust. You know when to say yes. You know when to say no. You know when to jump forward. You know when something's on track and it's heading toward your goal, heading toward what you want, and you know when it isn't. And then you know when to kind of abandon that and go to something better. That's the kind of thing you need when it comes to your love life. That's what I'm seeing. I hope that all makes sense to you. So, yeah, it's really about finding a balance between where the Queen of Cups is, totally lost in her emotions, and, you know, she doesn't have much of a sense of reality. She's kind of all in her drama and all her kind of emotions and, you know, intuition and thinking about all of that stuff. And so it's a balance between that and between someone who takes a more pragmatic, business-like approach. So there's a balance between the two. It doesn't have to be one or the other extreme. I hope that makes sense. I really hope that does, because I think maybe I was sounding a bit crazy when I was saying that. But yes, I hope it makes sense. The next card you have for your present is the Ace of Swords. So yes, this card always comes up in your readings. It's come up so many times. I think you've had this card several times over the last few weeks. And, you know, I'm seeing the same thing here again. I probably don't even have to say it again, but I will. I'm seeing mental clarity in this card, and I'm also very specifically seeing writing. So, you know, clarity, you're still working on this project, and you have a lot of clarity, you know where you need to go, you're very kind of clear on what you need to do about this. And, you know, I'm really happy to see you're still actually working on this. You know, whatever you do, don't give up on this. You know, I don't think you will. I just wanted to say that just to remind you not to. A lot of positivity is going to come out of this project for you, but also for other people around you. I'm seeing that you might be using this to help people in a lot of different ways. I think you'll use the material in what you're writing to help a lot of people. I think that. And I also think that financially, I think that you'll do, you know, reasonably well, quite well out of this. It's going to be positive for you financially. So you're going to be able to help some people around you that way as well. That's what I'm seeing. So don't give up on this. And I don't think you will. Actually, I know you won't. The last card you have for your present is the Two of Pentacles. So yes, I'm seeing this communication again, this communication between you and this person in the Sun card, which is very nice. Not communication with the person in the Three of Swords. That wouldn't be very nice, but no, this is this person. And yeah, I think, you know, it's happening. The communication's going to be happening, or it is happening, but it's happening kind of slowly. It's kind of, I'm seeing text messages going backwards and forwards, a little bit like, you know, my turn, your turn, my turn, your turn, that kind of thing. And it's a bit like that, but it's happening slowly. But I don't think you mind this is happening slowly. I think you're happy for things to kind of progress slowly. And, you know, you might even be just friends at this stage. There might be a bit of flirting. You might know that this might go further, and that's kind of an exciting stage to be in a relationship. I think it is anyway. And also, I can see you're both busy people, and you both understand that each other is busy, so you're not kind of pushing each other to kind of quickly text or speak. And, you know, it's not like anyone's being upset because the other person hasn't messaged or talked to them or called them or whatever. This is a slow communication, but it's a relaxed communication. It's easy, it's relaxed, it's fun, it's a bit funny, it's a bit flirty. This is really nice. I like that kind of thing. So the first card you have, that doesn't mean everyone has to DM me with kind of flirty text. That's not what I'm saying. The first, well, depends on who it is. The first card you have for your future is the Page of Wands. So yeah, I'm seeing you being really busy at this time. I always see you being busy. You're always busy with your work anyway. But, you know, I'm seeing you being quite busy socially as well at this time. I'm also seeing you might be planning on, you know, traveling, or maybe, you know, not huge traveling, but kind of just visiting people. You might be staying a little bit longer than you originally planned, or you might be going to somewhere completely different as a last minute kind of thing. Now, this isn't like you. You usually plan things out quite well before you do things, but there's going to be some kind of different last minute kind of twist with this. It's going to be quite interesting, and it's going to be very interesting timing, because you might be introduced to someone. I'm actually seeing someone who's going to be really helpful in your project or your work or something like that. This could be someone like a mentor, because I'm seeing someone who's a little bit older, a little bit more experienced than you. It's someone like that. And yeah, I hope this makes sense, but I'm seeing this last minute decision to stay somewhere or be somewhere different. And this is where you're going to meet up with this person, this mentor. And they're going to have a lot of really interesting ideas, a lot of practical ideas about this project. And, if this resonates, I know this is in the future, but I'm saying if this resonates, you don't know yet, do you? But yeah, listen to this person. Listen to this person. They have a lot of knowledge. They have a lot of really interesting knowledge, a lot of really good insights. Inside kind of insights, if that makes sense, and they really want to pass that knowledge on to you, so please listen to what they have to say. That's what I'm seeing in that. So yes, the next card you have for your future is the beautiful, fantastic Ace of Pentacles. So yeah, obviously I love this card, and you have that, and you have the Ace of Swords as well, which I was seeing was about this writing and this project. And now you have this. So, I don't have any more to say about this apart from keep going. You're heading toward success with this. And, look at this beautiful Ace of Pentacles. You're going up a path. You're going up the mountain, up the hill, right up to the very top. That's where you're heading. And you know that. I think you know that. This is beautiful. I hope I didn't just touch my microphone, but if I did, I'm very sorry. The last card you have for your future is the Knight of Cups. So, yes, I told you this was going to happen. I shouldn't laugh, but I'm seeing this on again, off again person, this person in the Three of Swords. They're going to be coming back to you again. Sadly, I'm sorry about that. And, they're probably just calling to see, oh, let's see if this person bites. I'm going to see if they still want me, that kind of thing. The kind of thing they do, these kind of people. So, and the other thing I'm seeing about this person is they're very physically attractive, but they know it as well. They know it, like this beautifully presented knight in shining armor on this horse. And as I'm seeing here with this person in the Three of Swords, a knight in shining armor is usually a bit of a Disney fantasy. It's not really real, and they're not a Disney fantasy. They're definitely not. So I don't think you're going to play. I don't think you're playing with this person. You might not even answer them. You might even block them. I don't know, but you're not going to be interested in them. It's going to be like, it's going to be a bit like knock, knock, who's there? Nobody. So sorry, knight, nobody's home. That's what I'm seeing in that card.